Hi friends, couple of minutes back I have watched this movie, The Irishman. So without revealing much of the plot, I'm going to explain the undertones that I understood. We might think that we can deceive people around us, and the children, they might seem gullible and they will be paying more attention to the gifts, money, and the kind of things that you are providing to them. But at the end of the day, they are silent spectators and observers, a keen observers of your life. If you're not being honest with them, and if they think that you are not an honest person, at the fag end of your life, they can make your life hell. This is the undercurrent message that film gives. The film follows the life journey of Frank, once upon a time a World War veteran who followed just instructions of his superiors without thinking about any consequences. When the superiors asked him to take some of the soldiers to the jungle and finish them there without asking any question, he did that. When he ordered those enemy soldiers to dig their own graves, he always wondered that how come at the end of the day I'm going to shoot these people and they are going to die in my hands, and why they are not bothered about that, but they are focusing more on the concept of digging the grave. So this dilemma haunts everyone undercurrently till the end of the movie, because in a way we're all digging our own graves because time is not staying and stalling for anyone. We are just following orders of our parents, superiors, bosses, people around us, societal expectations, crumbling us to follow the orders from the rest of the people. So we are blindly following the orders. But at the end of the day, sooner or later, we might have to succumb to the time. On superficial level, this movie might seem like pessimistic and nihilistic movie. People with the weak hearts might think that what's the point of life? No matter how hard you might work to take care of your loved ones, how many ups you might see in your life, at the end of the day, at the far end of life, people not gonna give a damn about you. Even at the far end of life of Frank, when he is being interrogated by the police officials, when rest of the gang members all died and there is no need of keeping any secret about the past doings. Even at the far end of life, he doesn't reveal anyone's secret or any detail of crimes they have committed. That's the stark reality of conditioning. When you have spent all your life following orders, keeping secrets, that conditioning and the kind of mindset becomes flesh and bones to you. Even though there is a reasonable prompts from the special agencies and police department, and even the priest also tries to pacify him and repent his past life and come clean and explain about his past deeds, it's pretty hard for the person to repent, even to express a little amount of remorse on his past doings. He always in the path of denial. It's all about conditioning. In this movie, we would be able to see that Frank is a simple person who is trying to do good for his family. He wants to provide for his family. He is a veteran. He doesn't know other job. He knows how to drive, how to shoot, how to act like a muscle man for influential people. But at the end of the day, despite his contributions, despite whatever he could do for his family, the family doesn't appreciate Frank's role in their life. They always see him as a threat. Why? Because he was conditioned in a way that he doesn't want to reveal any secrets of the gang or his misdeeds or wrongdoings to the family. He was in the denial, even though his younger child is watching him sneaking out in night, taking some weapons, and returning home with blood on his shirt. It's a stark reminder for the parents who might think that we can get away by giving gifts, money, abundance of prosperity to our children if they are not emotionally involved with the children. At the end of the day, at the end of their lives, they might repent and regret. So, no amount of gifts, presents, money, abundance can save you from loneliness at the far end of your life. In this movie, Frank has a great mentor like Russell, who is like a godfather to him, who doesn't have his own children. So, he feels like Frank's children, daughters, are of his own. He yearns for the love and warmth of the children, especially the younger one, Peggy. But Peggy can see through the soul of persons. She never says anything, but she could understand and grasp things around her. she could read and listen to the news, that whatever is being published in the newspapers and articles, that her father and the Uncle Russell are not good men. She never directly expresses her dissent, but she slowly withdraws from these two people. In a way, we could say that she is repelled by the Frank and Russell. But at the same time, she gets attracted to the union leader, Hafa, who is a very charismatic person, very charming person, who could speak eloquently, who could give speeches to hundreds and hundreds of people and influence them and gain their support in his campaign. Even Hoffa is not a saint, but at the end of the day, he was able to manage, curate an image for himself as an open and laughing and genuine, concerned person, a charismatic person, friendly and approachable person. But when it comes to the comparison of Russell and Frank, they are like bit disgruntled, feisty, and cold persons with so many secrets. So obviously, the Peggy is gravitated towards Hoffa. And this film also gives away the message that even though in early childhood, the Peggy was the only daughter who was emotionally withdrawn from the Franca, but at the end of his life, all his daughters are emotionally distanced. This movie is a sharp commentary on impermanence of things, the life itself. It's a kind of meditation on the passage of time. When Frank asks the nurse, "Do you know Hafa?" she laughs at him and she says that she doesn't know the guy. The impermanence of things, that once upon a time that this guy was the greatest influential person in America, but right now no one remembers him. Once upon a time, a dreaded criminal and Muslim is now sitting in a wheelchair and waiting for his turn to attended by a nurse. At the end of the movie, when the priest tries to pacify Frank and asks him to repent his past deeds and at least show some remorse on his past deeds and come clean, because of the psychological conditioning, how much he might try, he couldn't do it, and he asked the priest while leaving the room, "Please don't close the door completely. Make sure that some portion of the door is open." It's a symbolic statement how debilitating is loneliness. The director Scorsese doesn't glamorizes the criminal entities or criminal world. He sheds light on the harsh reality of their lives. If you are not being honest with your family, loved ones, or at least with yourself, you will never going to get away with the onslaught of loneliness. At the end of the day, this is a beautiful movie. If you really watch this movie with deep sense of interest, you might take away a couple of concepts like the importance of having a proper purpose in life, having great relationships in life, having proper communication with your children. And if you are not going to pay attention to the conditioning that society is going to thrust upon you, even though inside you want to change, the change might not happen because of the conditioning. So it's a stark reminder of sometimes we need to stop, need to go through the self reflection and self introspection and cross check about our actions and the things that we are doing in our life. If we don't do so, there is no difference between the enemy soldiers who are digging their own graves and us. We'll meet in next video. Till then, this is Gautam signing off. Namaste.